Good evening, and welcome to Fine Point, where no narrative is sacred, no media hoax is safe, and we zero in on the big picture. I'm your host, Chanel Rion. Can you feel it in the wind? It's 1775. Again. As we are 1 week out from Trump's inauguration for a non-consecutive second term, everything for America's enemies are stalled out. Russia, still stuck in that embarrassment of a Ukraine quagmire. Now they've dragged North Korea into it. They're paying the price, with 2 of their men captured alive by Ukraine. Russia could have finished Ukraine militarily, but they've held back. And they've even wanted to communicate with the incoming administration, showing signs of entering into a peace negotiation immediately. Why? China was too scared to invade Taiwan, too scared to take a more threatening posture in the Philippines or Guam. Warning shots, yes. But the crouching tiger was playing footsie under the table, not really flexing their full capabilities, holding back. Why? The FBI should have been able to devour Mar-a-Lago and Trump once and for all. The FBI has never launched a full-scale raid without an arrest. Fast forward to 2025, FBI has gone dark. Trump walked free in New York. Jack Smith's career has ended in flames. The DOJ showed uncharacteristic restraint, letting those cases collapse on themselves. Why? And this may sound familiar to you if you followed my coverage, but I say it again here because it's truer now than when I first laid it all out. The reason Russia, China, and the Democrats' DOJ are all holding back still is because they don't know what Trump is going to do with them in 2025.
I think Donald Trump is at his absolute strongest right at this moment. You look at the fight that we were expecting, the House of Representatives, his pick, Speaker Mike Johnson, wasn't really a fight. Senate Republicans loving him right now. Most of his nominees are on track. You have corporate America bending the knee to Donald Trump. His legal problems seem to be over. This is peak Donald Trump right now.
The greatest advantage the entire world has against evil actors right now is that Donald Trump remains more powerful as any incoming president-elect than anyone in 4 generations, and even the sitting president. The threat of Trump's return is doing more right now to restore the balance of power on the national and international stage than anything Sleepy Joe and Kakala were able to do in 4 miserable years. And adding to MSNBC's point, it's only going to get stronger, and they know it. Biden, during his term, went hat in hand, remember, begging the Saudis for oil during the price of gas spiking on our shores. He didn't know the art of the deal. He never did. In Trump's first term, Trump began to export more oil than we imported for the first time in 7 decades, showing them who the real boss was. Where was Biden's ceremonial sword dance? Here's Trump being showered with Saudi Arabia's finest cultural displays. This was the Saudis acknowledging the first real power they've seen since General Eisenhower. And in case you need reminding, the weight of what I just said is in the fact that Saudi Arabian tribes would still be living in tents were it not for the American Eisenhower generation. The Saudis don't roll out the red carpet for puppets like Biden. They expect Biden types to kiss their feet. And guess what? They did, for 4 years. There may have been tough talk here and there, but they ended up begging. Remember when Trump pushed his way to the front in that swarm of NATO leaders? He'd have been justified if this was ego-driven, but it wasn't. Trump was pushing his way to the front for America. He was and is a man who can't stand for America to be last on anything. And the world knew it. He didn't have to prove that he owned his own 747. Trump didn't have to prove he owned his own golf course in Scotland or 90-story buildings in Manhattan and Chicago. He didn't have to prove any of this.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.